Okay, this is page 2 for day 9, guided practice. Number 5, which of the following equations represents Q varying directly with R? Remember, when we say Q varying directly with R, directly means multiply. All right, and we're going to go in order from left to right. So Q equals K, we always need our constant K, times R. All right, Q equals KR. Now, if we look to the left, none of them here say Q equals KR, so we need to manipulate these equations until we get Q equals something, and then hopefully we'll get Q equals KR. Okay, so let's take one at a time. This one, Q equals 5 divide R. That's not what we have. We have times R, not that one. All right, next one. To solve for Q, we need to divide by R on both sides. When we divide by R, we get Q equals 5 divide R. Again, we need something times R, not something divided by R. So this is not B. Or letter C, when we try to solve for Q, we need to divide by 5. We'll divide 5 on both sides. We get Q equals R divide 5. Again, we need something times R, not R divide 5. So it's not C. And last one here, when we solve for Q, we need to multiply by R on both sides. We get Q equals 5 times R. And if you look, 5 times R is the same as K or something constant times R. Our answer choice here is D. All right, so it should be easy to get this direct variation equation. If you remember that direct is multiply, Q equals K times R. We just needed to manipulate these equations to get Q by itself, and then see which one was very similar to our direct variation equation. All right, number 6. Type your answer in the box. So there should be a box here. We will type our final answer in the box. First part, a project can be completed by 8 workers in 30 days. In order to complete the project sooner, the company plans to hire additional workers. How many total workers are needed to complete the project in 16 days? So we need to think. It takes 8 workers, 30 days to complete a project. They're going to hire more workers and expect it to be completed in 16 days. So is this going to be direct or inverse variation? Okay, so the more workers we have, the less days there will be. So workers goes up and the days goes down. All right, we need to think if that's going to be direct or inverse variation. So remember, when something increases and it causes another object to decrease, that's going to be inverse variation. All right, so we need an inverse variation equation. So we need workers equals K, our constant, divide by our days. All right, that's going to be our equation. If this were increasing, then it would be direct. But since it's increasing, decreasing, it needs to be inverse. Okay, next step. We have 8 workers in 30 days. So 8 workers, we're going to take our equation here and plug in the workers and plug in the days. We have 8 workers equals, we don't know the constant yet, divided by 30 days. Okay, when we solve for K, we're going to times 30. We're going to get 240 equals K, and our 30s are going to cancel. So we know K equals 240. All right, then our last step is how many total workers are needed to complete it in 16 days. So go to your equation. How many workers? We do not know. The K we know is 240. Divide the number of days, which they said is 16. All right, and when we divide 240 divide 16, we should get our answer, 15. All right, so there should be 15 workers if we want the job completed in 16 days. Okay, so again, that one looks like a lot of work. It was only 3 simple steps. 1, we needed the equation. So we talked in green here, whether it was direct or inverse, and wrote an equation. 2, we needed to find K. So we took the first piece of information, 8 workers in 30 days. We plugged it in, found our K. And with the last equation, we wanted to know how many workers for 16 days. So we plugged in 240 for K, 16 for the days, and we found how many workers were needed. All right, number 7 and 8 are all on you. Number 7, it filled in the answer for you. So what you need to do is you need to tell us what is K for both of these tables. What is K, all right? And for number 8, you can read that question there and then talk with your group and see if you can figure out the answer.